Yeah.
All right.
Are we on?
Yeah, we should be. Do you want to double check?
Yeah, I'll fucking check it, mate.
See if you can insert the link in, by the way.
Let me check, mate. Fuck, I don't want to go there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're definitely on.
Cool beans.
I can't do it there, so let's go. So what'd you do after comp? So we had the drinks, the after party. What'd you do the next day?
Fuck all.
Fuck all.
Yeah.
Just recovered.
Just recovered because on the Monday we went to. No, was it Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday we went to Movie World.
Oh, how fuck me, mate. Did you get fucking rorted, mate?
Well, I was.
You would have been spinning, eh?
So bad. And I was like,
fucking how much are tickets, cunt?
and I was trying to keep like a happy face for Sel because I was just loving it. And I was every time she's looking at me like, "You having fun?" I'm like, "Yeah." Seeing stars. But yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
I know. But yeah, no, it was good. I was just struggling for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then we basically just went straight to the airport from there. Oh, I went to Sushi Train on the way for dinner.
Yeah. You're disappointed with that too?
I had like basically the equivalent of half a sushi and then tapped out.
Oh, bro.
I had no appetite. Yeah. So yeah. For what Robbie was saying, we just have to do it again when I'm not so sick, but yeah. Anyway, we are live.
Yes, we are. I'm just getting distracted here. Fucking hell. Trying to do all this shit. Yeah. All in all, what do you think of the event? Like everyone's seen it. Everyone's fucking spoken about it. Everyone's seen people speaking about it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It was tip top. Like it was everything that I expected, but at the same time, I was blown away. Like I knew it was going to go above and beyond most people's expectations. And all I've heard is positive feedback all around. What a good effort all the refs did all day, all the organizers, My Sports Live. From what I'm hearing from multiple people, the actual pay-per-view live stream itself was, in their words, the best quality live stream they'd ever seen in an arm wrestling comp. Which is really nice to hear that Australia is capable of putting on such high quality events for the world to see.
That's right.
And too often you're seeing huge events organized by some of the biggest federations in the world, pay-per-view events, live streams, or whatever, and then you're met with bugs, glitches.
That's right. And usually the audio is one of the key fucking
and audio issues.
Exactly. Yeah.
And while I haven't actually seen the pay-per-view yet, all I'm hearing is really good things. And not to mention the turnout of the competitors. Like, we had...
Bro, that was probably the best part.
Yeah, we had, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Uzbekistan was there. Like, we haven't had that amount of depth, I don't think, ever, even at previous Arnold's events. That South Pacific region, or Oceanic region. So yeah, I think anyone that was there or saw it would be really impressed. So yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So what do you think of Larry?
Larry's awesome. Really,
you're in his corner for most of the night anyway.
Yeah. So I'll touch on that. Larry's an awesome guy, really humble. Adam Silver as well. One thing that struck me is just how patient and resilient Larry is, being the stature that he is in the fitness industry. He's constantly surrounded by people asking for autographs, photos and everything. And, I even asked Adam, Adam says, in the 7-8 years that I've been working with Larry, he's never once turned down anyone for a photo. And yeah, he's never frustrated with anyone, which is really nice to see. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time with him, and the way that came to be was basically I competed in the super heavyweights and was getting ready to compete in overalls, and then Andrew Lee from Victoria comes along and he goes, look, Larry's a bit nervous. Would you mind being his corner man at the expense of competing? And I was like, usually there would be nothing to say, yeah, this is coming between me and competing. But I was already feeling pretty average that day and I'd already competed.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? This is a pretty cool opportunity. Get to have some one-on-one time with him, get to know him a bit.
Yeah.
Right. Sweet.
That's right.
So yeah, for the next few hours, basically just sat down with him, got him prepared for the comp, for his matches, gave him some insight into the competitors that he was going to be facing. And yeah, it was really awesome time.
So what sort of information were you giving him?
Basically, just, any sort of information I could just to calm his nerves. And just, the main thing that I was doing was just keeping him occupied.
Yeah.
I was just chatting to him, and that was it. And it was keeping his mind off the comp, keeping him distracted. And then by the time we got ready and, I found out roughly where he was sitting in the seat. So before his first match. And then by the time I knew who was competing against, I'd just give him a rundown. Right, this is the level that this guy's roughly at. This is what you should do, blah, blah, blah. And then basically just gave him some insight into how he should pull or what he should do.
Did you give him the info on Ethan Tunstall? Because I was watching that match just before we got on.
Yeah.
And he did everything perfectly.
Exactly. Yeah. He did everything perfectly with that. So yeah, at the end of the day, I told him, like, look, you know yourself best. You're going to go with your strongest. Once you get up there, as you know, everything goes out the window and you just stick to what you know. So
it does. Yeah.
That's exactly what he did. I told him, if you're coming against some of the higher guys, whether it be Lockie, yourself, Blue, you're going to want to, stick to what you're strongest, which is either a strap match or a hook.
Yeah.
Obviously, he couldn't get there, but,
Oh, yeah. He asked for it. I said no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know. I don't want to fucking be in that.
Yeah.
Like hook on hook with that guy.
Yeah. So just before we continue, anyone in the chat yet?
That's a good question.
Newcastle. What's going on, Ma?
Newcastle. Jacob, what's going on, bud?
And then none other than New Zealand's beast. Oh, sorry, just quickly. When I was at Movie World, Robbie and I stumbled into Matter.
Oh, was?
Yeah, we were just like watching the parade, and then Robbie's like, "That's Matt." I was like, "Who?" Matt Cunnelly. He's like, "No, Big Matt." Look around and just see this monster walking past.
How can you miss him, mate?
I know. Yeah, so that was funny seeing him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah. So he says, "My brothers."
Hey.
It's good to see him in the chat.
Trying to plan a trip down to New Zealand and maybe catch up for a training session, even maybe a super match. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, when Sal and I went to New Zealand, but the South Island just before COVID hit.
Yeah.
And we're like, next time we come down, we'll do the North Island. And then
I'm guessing Matt's up in the North Island.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure he's in the North Island.
All right, makes sense.
I'm pretty sure most of the high-end arm wrestlers are in the North Island. We caught up with like a small arm wrestling club. Was it in Christchurch? I think Christchurch. But they were pretty new, relatively.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. You're going to have to put up with my cough tonight.
Were any of them at the event from Christchurch?
No, I didn't recognize anyone from South Island.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah. Alrighty, so we've got 11 people watching, but did you manage to get the link into the bio?
It's in the description. It's right there. Yeah. Right. If anyone's having troubles, just let me know, and then I'll put the link in the chat.
Yeah. Let me just double check that people can join and that I get stuck in a waiting room. No, we should be good. All right. Well, anyone watching, feel free to join the link in the description.
Yeah.
Come and have a chat.
Love to hear everyone's thoughts on the event.
Yeah. We've got a lot to unpack. So anyone who's keen, join in. Let's have a cheeky chat. And to anyone who watched the pay-per-view, feel free to drop some feedback into the comments section. A lot of hard work went into this comp.
Oh yeah, countless hours, man. Across a team of 12, 15 people.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So basically, everyone on the committee. So, and I know this was Tom Iglesias' vision.
Yeah, it's his baby.
It was. So yeah, I'm sure he'd love to hear some positive feedback. But yeah, so what about you? What about you, man? What do you think of everything?
Well, it was fucking awesome. You walked in there, you felt important, you know?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I was buzzing from the moment I walked in, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know.
And the thing was, usually in a comp, and I'm sure you can relate being in the heavies, usually we're the last competitors to jump on.
Yeah, and by the time we're on, we're falling asleep, you know?
Exactly. That's, usually the adrenaline comes and goes and it's just a long day. But this was one of the few comps where you didn't mind waiting so long just because everything was just spot on. So
the matchups and everything were great. Yeah. I think we just saw Jacob try to jump in.
Yeah, let's see what happened. Here he is.
Matt says he's going to jump on about 15 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to know something.
Mm-hmm.
What was your best? What do you think was the match of the day or match of the night?
I really think Bowen Cantado and Corey Skinner.
Yeah. Yep.
Either the left or right.
That was a left match, where it was just like two fouls, 3 restarts, and then all the hooks.
Yeah, and then Adam Laura and Vitalia had some wars.
Yeah.
What's going on,
hey, Muzz?
Hey,
good to see you, boys.
Buddy. Glad you jumped on. For everyone who doesn't know, this is Jacob Johnson, the head of the NUAC, so Newcastle University Arm Wrestling Club.
That's it. How are you boys doing?
Yeah, living the dream.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
any niggles after the comp? Pretty unscathed.
Yeah, my left was not too happy before the comp, and then competing flared it straight back up. So
yeah, well, you got on some big wars, so
yeah, you had a hard day.
Some massive wars.
But even my right shoulder's a bit sore still. But like usually I'd be fine by now, but just because I've been a bit sick, I haven't had a chance to do any rehab. So all of my healing is just really slow at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I fucked something in my wrist. Like literally, I can't cut fully.
Yeah.
And if I try to pronate, it just hurts like a motherfucker.
Is that that's from your match with
Olimov? Yeah. He turned me right out, stretched me like all the way, supinated completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Maybe you did a bit of damage to your pronator teres.
No, it's the pain's within the wrist.
Oh, within the wrist.
Yeah. So I'm thinking he might have fucking fractured it or something.
Oh, shit.
Possibly.
How was your match with Mate?
The right hand. Yeah. Made a mistake. Trying to go outside with him is fucking impossible. And I've tried that once before too. So I should have learned. But I think there's a lane, possibly. I guess we'll see in the future, you know.
Yeah, otherwise you got pretty close. Like you hit him off center, so
yeah. In the straps, but out of straps, it was just a ref miscommunication. So
right,
I wouldn't get my hopes up.
Yeah,
that was pretty close.
I don't think you're far off either.
I don't think I'm far off too.
No. Yeah, and that's taken nothing away from Matt. But I really think there's a groove where you could make something happen. I think it's just get a little bit stronger. And just make those few adjustments.
Yep. I'm hoping. How'd you go, Jacob?
I was stoked, man. Like I was coming in thinking, I I don't know what the level is. Like these a lot of international guys, and maybe I might get like one pin and that was it. But ended up getting 10th on right out of, like 60 competitors or so. And that got me really excited. I was like, shit, my left is like probably about 5% stronger, plus it's more connected.
Yep.
So I started getting really amped up.
Nice.
And yeah, like I managed, my big takeaways was I was able to make Sam Burnett feel uncomfortable in the setup. And he came to me afterwards and said, yeah, bro, like you had me worried. So I was like, fuck yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
And I managed to knock Tim Gatsby, who got second, off center before he kind of cut me in, and then wrenched me to the pad. But getting him off center was really big for me on left.
No, he's fucking strong.
Yeah,
Tim Gatsby. Yeah, I went hook to hook with him on, I can't remember. I think it was an amateur tournament in 2019, 2020, and he outhooked me back then.
Really?
Yeah.
How much did you weigh back then?
Me or him?
You, or both, I guess.
I think it was about 100 kilos back then.
Because he would have still been pretty light, right? Like he's not a tall guy.
No, he was light. Yeah, he was light.
Yeah,
but it just goes to show he's strong and very capable.
100%.
Yeah.
And he's very problematic because of his short levers.
Mm-hmm.
It forces you lower in his hand, and when someone's able to hook that tightly, you just put into a subpar position from the get-go, unless you derail his shoulder. So
that's right.
Yeah, I did get him just slightly outside his shoulder off the go, but yeah, his cup is mega, so he managed to contain me pretty soon after that.
Well, if it's any consolation, Robbie Capone, who's left, is an aggressive top roller. Like he still can't top roll Tim Gatsby.
How does he get through him? Does he have to hook him?
Well, he had to hook him to beat him in at over the top.
Shit. All right.
Yeah. Having said that, Nick Burnett managed to top roll him at the Vic States.
I feel like it's a lane. Like I didn't feel like I was that far off getting out of his hand. Like if I had maybe like 5% more, I think it was on the cards.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll save that for Nats.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the next big thing, right?
100%. And I'm excited because Phil was saying he's already got some plans for Nats, how to make it bigger and better. So can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Alrighty. So Matei says North Island. Yeah, he's confirming he's from the North Island, and yeah, the other guys are in Christchurch. Modest Handshake says Sutma. Lockie, I'm assuming that's Shek. Says Andos, your unit, probably just taking the piss out of me because I look very skinny at the moment.
He said he's going to jump on too.
Yeah. Shek versus Adam, match of the night, Kazai Sun. Whatever that means. Modest Handshake. Timmy competes in under 70s. Man's got stupid strong elbows. Very right you are. Lockie says, is your left still injured from all the wars, Mario?
Yeah, mate. It's completely fucked. It's written off.
Throwing the towel,
Yeah. Quitting forever. Yeah, nah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. How, Jacob, how did the boys feel about the comp?
Oh, bro, everyone was blown away. As soon as we saw that, we walked in and the room opened up in front of us, all these lights, all the colors, the 4 stages with the numbers up above them. Like, man, it was like walking into the movie set.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then as we started up, all the like refs walked out as a team on stage. It's incredible, man. Like best comp we've ever had.
It reminded me of watching WAF Worlds when all the refs basically just move as a unit.
Yeah.
If you watch like some videos, you'll see them all, chatting in the background in a circle, going back and forth, blah, 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 which, usually at a comp you'll have 1, 2, 3, 2 to 3 refs, that's to say. And then now we had, how many refs was it?
8 refs. Yeah. Plus like 2 for two that can jump in as well.
Yeah. So it just looked very professional on all fronts. But yes.
So how did the boys go? because I couldn't keep up with everybody that was there from New South Wales because, you know, we had like 21 people.
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, I know Josh won rights and got
Josh
second
Barker,
on left.
yeah.
Josh Barker in the under 70s. From the Newey boys, I know Will got a few pins, so he was really stoked with that. Gary did really well. He got that fifth on right arm. Yeah. I was gutted he didn't enter in the lefties because his left is pretty good as well. He could have been top 10 in that for sure. Yeah, just everyone was just stoked to be there, man. Like to get to meet Larry and just being like an international level comp. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it was very good. That's awesome.
Just quickly catching up.
We got some people in the chat, do we?
So, Sap the Bee, would you like to join the chat? join the video, Matt. Because I think there was some speculation that Sap the Bee was Murray McKay. I'm not convinced.
I'm convinced that Murray McKay can't use technology, so
yeah,
it's definitely not Sap the Bee.
Abdul Rahman says, Mario, do you consider yourself number one in the country left hand?
Nah, fuck no. I think it goes
you're definitely
Lockie,
top three.
Brett, me.
Yeah, but you're right there. Who else? Mamma Mia says the boys. And Jacob, let's go Novocastrian. I don't know what that is.
Coming from Newcastle.
Yeah, fair enough. Sap the Bee says, I'm not Murray. Well, not Murray. Come and chill with the boys.
So what do you think was match of the night, Jacob? I'm trying to get a consensus here.
Well, I mean, I know there were some big wars. The biggest war that comes to mind is Rhett versus I don't remember his name, but that guy in the wheelchair. They had a huge war. It took a long time for Rhett to eventually eke that one out. But yeah, that was absolutely mega. In terms of the one that the crowd favorite, that's got to be your one, Muzz. You versus Larry when you got him.
No, I think that goes under like the best moment in the comp.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I think Lockie's dad Will jumping on stage and like I think that was a beautiful fucking moment.
That was
awesome as well.
And then when he basically raised both Lockie and Matt's arms up.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, getting emotional here.
That was wicked.
Yeah.
I think Olimov and Brett having their left match was pretty good as well.
Yeah, that's it. You know what? That's the first time in a long time I've seen Brett pull that like aggressive face, like he wants to fucking win. Because he's usually just chilled and relaxed. Even with me, he was chilled and fucking relaxed.
Yeah, I think after that comp, I think he's kind of
back on.
He's kind of got that oomph. I think he's motivated again.
Good. Yeah, I really hope so.
And you know, I think a lot of people are discredited him for how he did. He was, you know, he hasn't been that well in the last few months.
Yeah.
And he rocked up at 90 kilos, just under 90 kilos.
And he pulled every single class, like as in like left, right, and overalls.
And then overalls. So
he was taxed.
Exactly. So, you know, anyone that says, oh, you know, Brett's has been, or, you know, what's the phrase I'm looking for? I can't think of the phrase. Basically, you know, he's been dethroned or whatever. It's bullshit.
Yeah, agreed.
So he's talking about putting on weight again now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think
he said in his Facebook post or something, it's the last time you'll see me at 90.
Yeah.
So if he gets back up over 100, he could be mega.
I think 105 kilo Brett.
Yeah. I think
fucking unstoppable.
I think a very healthy primed Brett will be 105. He could push 110, but I don't know if that'll be that sustainable because he walks around pretty lean all the time. And to be a lean 110 would be pretty hard to stay.
Because how tall is he?
It's a good question. I would say 5'11" to 6 foot.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, it'd be pretty difficult to be lean at 110.
Yeah.
at that height.
What do you reckon? Maybe I'd say 6 foot.
6.
Yeah,
6.
6 foot. Yeah.
Like a real 6 foot, not a
real
Ryan Bowen 6'2".
not a not a Ryan Bowen 6'2".
Have you seen the new F Bowen shirts come out at Arm Wars?
I've already ordered 6.
How do you order? Do you have to which membership do you have to do?
You just have to just send cash to Neil on an envelope.
Yeah,
It'll take a while, but whatever. Doesn't
I've
matter.
been meaning to buy some Arm Wars shirts for a while now. Actually,
Yeah.
Every time
support
a new
Arm
one
Wars.
comes out, I'm like, oh shit, I've got to have that. But yeah. Alrighty. Let's hopefully get some more people in the call before we get into the bread and butter. Thomas the Tank Engen says Fatali is my favorite. Fatali is my favorite vegan natural arm wrestler. Yeah, I don't know about vegan. He's, only 140 kilos or some shit.
What do you think of Fatali's performance? He won the right-handed
Really good.
supers.
He's really not surprised me, but he's impressed me because I actually never thought he had, the endurance that I, thought he did. But even after having wars with me, Adam Lara, he still came out on top with everyone every single time.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think,
I can't even imagine how his arms are feeling right now after all those wars.
Yeah. So I think he needs to be commended for that because, even at Big States when I versed him, I thought that, if I stop the match, I think I'm winning it. And, I stopped the match both times and he still won. So, yeah, he's really impressed me.
I feel like his table IQ has gone up significantly since
100%.
Pre-COVID,
He does not make many mistakes.
Yeah.
Even the match that I had with him, where I basically went into a defensive top roll, I was waiting and waiting and waiting for him to make a mistake, and he just didn't.
Yeah. And let's not forget that he absolutely fucking demolished Sheck.
Yeah.
So,
hey, big
what's
man.
going on, bro? Oh, it's connecting to the audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not forget Fatali absolutely destroyed Sheck. So, because that's always funny.
Did Adam and Sheck have a match? I think they did.
Yeah, I think it was in the overalls. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, how you doing, Mate?
Hey, bro.
Good, love.
Yeah.
Just trying to think this out. I've not done this before.
So you're back home? Everything's good?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, nice. Nice. How are the arms?
Yeah, good. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even after the bench session you had with Laz?
Mate, we we got back to the room at like 7 a.m. and Adam messages at 10 a.m. saying that Larry's keen on a bench session at lunchtime.
Yeah.
What time did I imagine Larry would have gone to bed somewhat considerately, not too late?
After the tournament?
Yeah.
He went straight to bed.
He wasn't out with us boys afterwards, but Adam was. He was out for a good while.
Mm. Yeah, I saw a photo of you boys with him drinking.
Yeah, man.
That was pretty sick.
It was good fun. He's a good man. We had good fun with him.
Yeah, Adam's pretty cool.
100%.
How did you go at Movie World, by the way? Because when I saw you, you said that you couldn't even get on the damn rides.
Yeah.
You're not fit.
That's a good problem to have, mate.
Not when it costs $100 and something bucks, mate.
I know.
Tell me about it, mate.
It's so expensive. So expensive.
That was a good man. Like, you only come once every 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
did you manage to put on the rides?
What's that?
Do you manage to put on the rides?
Yeah, I fit no issues. I mean, it was a tight fit, I'll be honest. So it was no wonder that you had issues. It was like I said, there was a few guys that were like honestly 6'9", 6'10", and they were too tall for the rides. I wouldn't let them on. Yeah. Yeah. No, it wasn't too bad.
So how do you feel after that comp, Mate? What are you going to focus on now? Are you going to work on some things and improve upon some things? Yeah.
Yeah. I think for myself, one of the biggest lessons I learned was learn when to rush and not to rush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I let sort of like, the fight or flight get in the way. And and a lot of my matches, man, like I'm always go first, but
Yeah.
I learned a big lesson.
It's hard, man, because as soon as you get into a grinder with someone, it's so easy just to throw everything out the window, and then you just start making mistakes, which the deciding factor of who wins it a lot of the time. So, yeah.
Center table strength is what I want to train now.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. And is that possible where you are?
Well, it's going to be now. I've just ordered a shitload of stuff.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And how were all the boys that came with you? How they feel about the comp, and how are they holding up? Are they sore? Anyone injured?
No. I think everyone came out okay. A few of the boys got the COVID, and one of them's still stuck in the Gold Coast as we speak.
Oh shit!
Oh no. Yeah, we got a lot of our boys got it as well after the comp.
Yeah,
seem to be going around.
I knew for a fact with 150, 200 competitors, there was bound to be 5-10 people just spreading it like wildfire. Yeah.
How do you feel, Mario?
Great. I've been watching all my losses over and over again, thinking, fuck, I could have done this, could have done that. But I guess it's how I learn. So next encounter, things might be different.
Yeah,
more than likely.
Like I said before, you were one of the top threats for me. So
thanks, bro. Yeah, I appreciate that. Man, I must be doing something right. Fuck.
Yes, you are, man.
Oh shit.
Alrighty.
That was by far the best tournament I've ever been to, man.
Yeah, we were saying that earlier.
100%. And yeah, like I said, anyone that's been watching the pay-per-view live stream said it's just the best quality stream they've seen out of any sort of international comp, which is really good feedback. And it just goes to show you that all the hard work that the AAF committee put into it, it's paying off. So,
were you there the whole day, Mate? The whole day?
I was there for all the boys' matches for the right arm, and then after that, I went back up to the room, man.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, had a shower and sort of, got myself feeling fresh again.
Yeah, of course. All right. Yeah. Oh, bloody hell.
I'd love to see Josh and Sam get back into it.
Josh and Sam, as in Sam
Josh
Burnett
and Sam Burnett.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome match.
Is that a future matchup in New Zealand? You reckon?
Yeah.
We'll get an Aussie team to come down.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck yeah.
That
was awesome.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis wants a super match.
Oh, with you?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
What do you reckon?
105 kg Jordan Davis.
He'll never get. He was never going to get to 105, man.
I don't think
no matter what he says, I don't believe a word that guy says about anything about gaining weight. He will never do it.
Yeah. I don't know. What does he weigh now? Like 90?
No, he's dropped further than that because he was sick. Yeah.
Look, he might be able to get to 100, but it's not going to be a sustainable 100. Yeah. He's just not built
unless he wants to go to the gym and start doing some bench.
Yeah.
Strict press, legs. Yeah.
It's
that's when you put on some weight.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like that Devin Larratt frame. It's just, he's just not built to be a 300-pound guy, 350-pound guy. So,
but we're only talking 230-pound guy here.
Yeah, but even Devin struggled to put on weight his whole life, and Devin's a bigger frame than Jordan.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I mean, look, compared to where he came from, when he started arm wrestling, he probably only weighed 70 kilos. But,
Yeah.
I've seen photos and videos of a lot of the Australian arm wrestlers now when they first started.
Yeah.
Holy.
I was 80 kilos when I started.
I remember when you started.
Yeah. You were actually, yeah. So Mate was basically, it was Mate and Jesse Johnson that was at the Arnold's booth in 2014. And then I walked up to them. I was like, shit, look at the size of these humans. And then they got me on the table, taught me a few things, and then bang, I was bitten by the bug.
Fucking hell. How long ago was this? 2014?
Yeah. So I have...
So you've been doing this for 8 years?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, Jesus Christ.
2 years, not so much. But yeah. All in up 8 years, yeah. So I have Jesse and Mate to thank.
That's right, man. I guess, you got a pin on me, so.
Yeah, but that was a drunk you, so that doesn't count.
How about you, Mate? When did you get into it?
2016. Just got dragged along to a practice, and I got my ass beat the whole night. And I was like, yeah, this is the best shit ever. I loved it. I was like, I'm gonna beat everybody here.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and whatever, right? Like, still in.
Awesome.
Nah, I think what kept me going is probably the people that I've met so far. It's like, otherwise it feels full of gronks like other sports. Then I wouldn't have stayed, to be honest.
That is the one thing I think most, if not all, arm wrestlers can agree on, is just that the community is what keeps us, so strong and everything alive.
Yeah, I've played every sport under the sun, and there's nothing compares to the arm wrestling community. Nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay, I kept cutting you off, man.
Oh, you're
apologize,
good,
bro.
How about you, Mate? When did you get into it? Obviously before 2014.
2011.
11.
Yeah.
Hey.
2011. I went to my first practice, and the guy that I was the New Zealand champ back then was the first person to ever beat Brett Coots in Australia.
Who was that?
Wow.
His name's Caleb O'Brien.
Caleb O'Brien.
Yeah.
Is he still Paul?
Nah, he's not pulling anymore. They had the first established club in New Zealand called Sons of Samson.
So what was so back then when you started, how long did it take you to really start asserting your dominance? Was it a few months, a year, 2 years, and then you were basically at that top? Or what was your trajectory?
So I went up to I started arm wrestling in pubs, as most of you know.
Yeah.
And I met with a guy named Monty, who was my training partner at the time for arm wrestling. And he was into his bodybuilding and stuff, and he said he came across that post mentioning a training up in Auckland with an arm wrestling club called Sons of Samson. He asked me if I wanted to go along, and we went along. And what I thought arm wrestling was not arm wrestling, man. I put my elbow down on the arm wrestling pad for the first time, and as soon as Caleb touched my hand, I was like, what the hell is this? And that's when I first met Anton as well, the current president of the New Zealand Federation.
He's a strong guy.
Yeah. So since then, after that training session, I trained for about a month and a half, 2 months, and they had nationals up here in Hamilton. And I tied first place with Caleb, the national champ. The only reason why we tied is because we snapped the straps, 3 of them. Yeah.
What?
Jesus.
And then after that, Caleb trained up and he went over to Australia and competed against Brett Coots. And I don't know if you guys remember her. I think his name was Martins. He was from Latvia, I think. And he's done a bit of...
small kind of guy? Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure he was at like the 2011 Australian Nationals. And he might have even beat Brett.
I think, he was what you call, like, I think he introduced flash pinning in Australia.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he rocked up to a New South Wales comp or Queensland comp a few years ago. And I'm pretty sure he was rocking the vegan shirt at the time.
Yeah, I think him and Ryan Phillips were close mates, I think.
Yeah.
And that was back then when Brett was like 100, 105.
Yeah, like an informed Brett.
Yeah.
It was a big man. And that was when we started, like, when I first started, it was, what's his name? The Safiri, Sam.
Safiri.
Yeah, Sam. It was the Sams, it was the Adam Roars, and it was the Brett Coots.
Yeah. Adam Laura back then used to be the man, like in that time. And then it would have been Doug Fatafahi when he came in, and then he took over.
Yeah. And then I had my first super match with him like 6 months later with Doug.
Oh fuck. How'd that go?
He got the first 2, and then I won the last 3.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna look that up now.
Was that out of was that in a garage?
You'll see where the King's move was introduced.
Fuck yeah. I want to see it.
Was that in a garage?
Man.
I remember it. Yeah. It was actually pretty good seeing some of those veterans. So Doug was obviously over the top. Brian Phillips was, Sean Hennessy.
It was cool, man. It's like we're like being this far into the sport with New Zealand and Australia. I've seen like waves, generations of new guys coming through.
Literally,
And at the moment, I think it's probably the strongest wave that's come through so far.
Yeah, I think
I'd say so too.
The level that we're at now is definitely a big jump than what it was 5 years ago.
I tried to do like my best to maintain as much of a level as I could here, but after last weekend, man, I know what I need to do.
Yeah. Do you think anything needs to change as far as your table time? Would you, do you think you need a better level of arm wrestlers, or do you think, they could be better serving you?
Let's just say that I'll be seeing you guys a bit more throughout the year.
Nice.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. Come down, get some training in.
Definitely, bro. Yeah.
Well,
that's on the cards. That's what I mean.
You can have Brett and I throwing ourselves at you.
Mate, that's what I love, man.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
Keep up with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. So, Shekel.
Oh no.
Says Big Mate I almost beat him in an absolute grinder. That just means you did nothing, mate.
Who's that?
Lachlan Carpenter, the shit talker.
Oh,
you just flashed him. Yeah. We went over the match today.
All I can say is you got a good bench, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's all we can say now. Set the B says Ryan Bowen wears 2-inch soles. He's actually 5'11".
No worries, Murray.
Mamma Mia says, what were Larry's biggest weaknesses, Andy and Mario? I'll let you go first because obviously you had your official match.
Basically his setup. That's all it is. His grip's good. I basically took the advantage of the fact that he held on to me. So that's why I could top roll him with ease out of straps. If he just let go all the pressure on his fingers and slipped from underneath, I reckon he would have got away with it. And then we would have gone into straps. And then who fucking knows who would have won that match.
I know we spoke about this before his match with you, because I asked him, like, look, how do you like slipping? And he actually has an issue with slipping, especially when he's going for a hook and can't quite get it.
He has an issue posting. He doesn't post.
No,
he's just, all he does is push sideways and grip really hard. There was none of this. No posting to my fingers.
Okay, which is odd because he theoretically he has a very strong post.
Oh, absolutely.
Through all the weight that he can move. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, I only pulled him on the after table. I didn't try to exploit anything at all. I literally just told him, I just want to feel you in your strongest position in that really cool hook. Mm-hmm. We just hooked. That was it. He has a lot of rotation in his hook.
He sort of hangs off his bicep, yeah?
Yeah.
And he just rotates off that.
That. Yeah.
He reminds me of Brett.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe his lever's a bit longer, but apart from that, I think, you're right. Very similar to Brett's style of pulling. But he's more explosive than Brett. Like Muzz said, I think his weaknesses are just his table awareness.
He just looked quite low in all of his setups.
This is experience,
yeah.
He's going to be a dangerous man. training with the people he's training with.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
He took down Ryan Bowen in a slow pull, so that kind of speaks volumes.
Yeah.
It's like most of us when we're inexperienced, where, when you feel like you're strong in those comfortable positions, the practice pulls, but then you just don't have that comp experience. As soon as he gets that, he's going to start beating a lot of legitimate people. Mate, I want to ask you a bit about the training session you had with him the next day. But beforehand, let's just introduce Pistol Pete, Matt. What's going on?
Hey, brother. How are you?
What's going on, mate?
Sorry, it's got a new mic. You guys can hear me all good?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Sure can.
Beautiful. Yeah, I don't know how to set this thing up, but I guess it's working. So good to see you. It's good to see you, Mate. Good to see you, Jacob. All yous.
Sure, bud.
After over the top. Yeah. My favorite part was when Sylvester Stallone came in at the end and pinned Lucky there. That was sick. I don't think that part's been broadcast yet. But yeah.
Nah, you meant to keep that quiet. It's not released yet.
Yeah.
Is that the NDA thing I signed? Whatever. It's all good.
So basically, how did you find the gym session? It was basically just bench, basically just a push day.
Yeah. So let's keep in mind, I was drunk.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I was wondering, how the hell are you going to do this?
Yeah, you were.
and you were still beating Larry. You were like out repping him.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I was so proud, dude.
I don't know what happened. I remember waking up, seeing that message, and I was like, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So
you just have to.
Had a shower, had a feed, had another shower, and then had another feed, and then
how to get rid of that.
That's a crazy shower to feed ratio, my guy.
It needed to be done.
Yeah.
My favorite part, I was watching that video with you and Larry, and there was a part where you were talking, I think it was like 140 rep max, like 140 kg. I think Larry said he could do like 40 or something reps. 40. And you were like, and he was like, oh, how many can you do? He's like 36. And I'm just here like, yeah, I can't do any of those. That's awesome. You do 36 in a row, man. That's cool.
Well, I've been benching just as long as I've been arm wrestling, man. So, it's not just overnight.
Do you feel like there's a carryover in your experience?
I feel like if you've started with the sport, benching with the sport, that there's definitely a carryover tricep strength. Muscles that you develop through bench that you wouldn't in any other sport that kind of go on. Personally, for me, I feel like it does, for myself.
Okay.
And I wouldn't, I wouldn't let it go from a program. I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you there. Ever since I started benching with Lockie, I feel like my side pressure has gone through the roof.
Well, it's like, you bench press that much, man. You're pushing with your arms. The chest is there, but you are pushing with your arms. Your forearms, and the setup, like you've got to push out when you bench, so that helps with like a bit of rise.
Yeah,
interesting. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Once you get technical with benching, man, you can utilize certain techniques.
Yeah, right.
But that bench session with Larry was horrendous, man. There was no rest periods,
Yeah.
And, 165 kgs trying to bloody do cardio.
Yeah.
Because he's on that new program, hey, like trying to work on his endurance.
And stamina. Yeah. But I was like, man, I don't want to work on that. But no, it was good. It was probably the best pump session I've had in years. But we finished that, man, and went back to the hotel, and I was supposed to catch up with a family member, and he, when we got back to the hotel, had another shower, and then my uncle was waiting for me downstairs, man. So me and my partner went out for dinner with him. As soon as I got in the car, man, I just heard myself snoring there, and I woke up. And, I was gone, man. Like I was running on.
You're running on fumes, basically.
Yeah. Big win.
That's awesome. So I want to know something though. You got a match with King of the Table, don't you? I fucking knew it. Surely. You don't have to tell us. We know.
Plead the fifth, bro. Plead the fifth.
It's like, it's in the talks. It's in the talks.
Yeah. Because it makes sense if you're replacing Ryan in June. Everything clicks. Everything goes into place, man.
Fucking nothing can get past you, hey, mate.
Nothing. Fuck, man. No, I can't wait. If anyone deserves it, it's you, man. Honestly.
I'd love to. I'd definitely love to get some more overseas experience. And I feel like that's where the next level jump is. I need to start going overseas more.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think you having this challenge to go to that next level elite is what's going to push you to that next level. So I think it's going to be good things to come.
Yeah. Well, like the next time you guys see me, man, it'll be different.
Bro, you're already different now. What are you talking about? Can we quickly chat about Jordan at Armours versus Dallas?
I still haven't been able to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm busy all bloody day. Nah.
You need to get on that.
Yeah.
We just need to give him props, is all, for representing Oz.
Well, I gripped Dallas recently. Like we're talking December, and he felt fucking nuts.
Yeah.
There were lanes, but overall, Dallas is insane. Like he's got such a good hold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe he hung with him in a hook. Like that blew me away.
Yeah. And everyone keeps saying this, like Jordan can actually hook when he gets in this groove and with his shoulder committed.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get out of it. Yeah.
It's like oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mate.
Did any of you guys get any after pulling or anything with a guy named Fitzy?
Fitzy.
Is he the presser? The tall presser?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw him with Larry.
I did a little bit on left because he was disappointed he came behind me in the comps. I was like, oh, let's give it a go. And I got in strap and got like where I was strong, and he was pinning me. I was like, shit, you should not have got out that early.
What
he's like I think he's under 80.
Yeah, he is.
He's very tall for under 80.
And he's very young.
How tall would he be?
He's about 6'5".
Wow.
Yeah.
And he weighs like 75 kilos.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So there's me, him, and Josh, and we all train together, And all we've done since Fitzy started, man, is get him in the strongest position for pressing, and we just hold our arm there. And then, man.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see that kind of, that kind of training play out in an international comp.
For sure. Yeah. His press looked like just super legit.
Yeah.
Looked pretty deadly.
Yeah.
And his starts were good too. Like all his shoulder position was legal, and he could get it. He could get it right behind it too.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Yeah. Because he took down a few of our boys, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, he's
awesome.
definitely a force to be reckoned with in the future, man. He's young, tall, and strong.
How old is he?
20.
20. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, isn't Bowen Cantado only like 22 or something?
I think he's younger.
Younger.
I don't know.
How
But he's
tall
in
is
that.
he?
He's 6'4".
He looks taller than that.
He might be. I don't know.
He
I'm
was
not good with these
towering
things.
over everyone. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Speaking of
like
Bowen, how's
6'6".
Corey doing? Is his left arm injured?
Corey Skinner.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because they had the
I
war.
wasn't there for the left side.
Okay. Yeah, they had a great match.
they had great matches.
I think it was match of the day.
Mhm.
Him and Corey.
Yeah.
Absolute war.
For both arms too.
Was it right as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was there. Corey was walking up to the stage because it got announced that he was facing Bowen again. He was like, oh, fuck. Not again, bro. And the same thing happened. They got into war again, the other arm.
Beautiful.
What about you, Mario? You reckon you'll have another super match with Bo?
Ryan.
Oh, I want to see that.
It's on the cards. It's definitely on the cards. He's messaged me about it. I'm like, I'd like to. I really, really would. You know, I want to get over this wrist injury. As soon as that's gone, then I'm on. You know.
What happened to your wrist?
Olimov, so the guy from Uzbekistan, just over supinated me, and something happened. Either there might be a fragment of bone somewhere in my wrist, because it hurts when I cut.
Yeah.
And pronate and pronate. So I don't know.
You think you broke your wrist?
Like a bloody dynamite thrown into the comp, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a mad wild card. I think it was perfect.
Yeah. And the thing is, he competed in the weight classes before opens.
Yeah.
And he still came third. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, he went through me and then Ryan like one after the other, which is bullshit. That's like he's mega. He's mega.
Yeah.
We have a lot to learn from that kind of puller in Australia.
Yeah.
Super like fair, super composed. Not trying to cheat so much in the grip.
Was he no loading?
He was loading a little bit. Out of straps, he was going for a top roll, and I felt it. I was like, no, he's not getting out my fucking fingers. No way. So I was correct, but he slipped. And then out of straps, in straps, he loaded for a top roll, and then last minute changed straight into a hook and caught me when I hit. I'm like, motherfucker, pulled me right out of position. Yeah. Nah, it was good. It was really well deserved. Like, I should have seen it coming. If I dove in hook to hook, it might have been different, but you never know.
Yeah. Sounds he's like got some phenomenal table IQ to be able to like feint one way and go the other.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's like, if I can't get top roll, I'm just going to go hook, you know? But I didn't think that way. I just thought, he's going to fucking top roll again. No worries. But no.
Well, it's tough in a comp where it's just like you're only going up against that person once, right? Unless you go to the finals, then
that's right.
Twice. In supermatch format, sure, you can go through those fakies, try to suss them out.
Yeah.
But in a comp, people are just going to be using their aces for this part.
Yeah. No. I love comps. I really do. I prefer them over super matches.
They are a lot funner. Like, more unexpected. There's just, a lot that you can't account for. Whereas a super match, it's just very, very one-dimensional. You know exactly who you're pulling. You know the exact amount of matches you're having, and
and all their lanes. What's your preference, Matt?
I've always been a tournament puller, man. My first ever super match was with Brett Coots on the left arm.
All right.
Yeah, and I beat him.
What?
Yeah.
When was this?
2012 or 2013.
There you go.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. And then my next super match was with him on the right a couple of years later in New Zealand.
How'd that one go?
5-0.
Yeah.
But then he brought his left over as well, and it wasn't like the first turnout.
Yeah, something about his left, eh?
But yeah, I've been training my left, and my left feels a little bit decent.
Yeah, I mean, we still got to hash things out on left too after Arnold's.
Well, not really. You beat me fair and square.
No, you had a fucking war though with Adam Laura. Before that, and I remember you telling me as well that same night. It's like, we're gonna fucking do a super match. I'm like, no worries, anytime, man. If I'm down in your part of the world, then I'll definitely do it, 100%.
Yeah, I'll be keen.
Let's just quickly catch up on a few comments. Abdul says he heard that Over the Top is going to repeat yearly. Is that true? So when I spoke to the committee originally, they said that question was dependent on how well the comp did. But then since then, I've heard a few comments here and there saying that, this, if you support the event, it could happen next year. So I really hope it happens again. But I know a lot of time, effort, and a lot of money went into that comp, and it's a lot of money to throw without necessarily having a return. So I hope that it did well enough that we're going to see it next year. But yeah. Thomas the Tank Ingen says he was very impressed with
That's
the
Fitzy.
size. Thomas the Tank Ingen.
Yeah, that's Fitzy.
Oh, fuck yeah, nice.
He said he's very impressed with the size of Ryan Bowen's legs.
Bro,
We,
I'm gonna have to send him something after this.
Yeah. Tane asked how Olimov felt in the setup for both Mario and Matt, which you both kind of spoke about.
Oh, is that Tane?
Tane? Yeah, Tane. Mamma Mia says, who are you most impressed with at Over the Top? If I had to answer that, I would say Olimov, because I just wasn't expecting him to be there.
I think Lachlan Adair
and
Olimov.
Yeah. He looked
because I was expecting you to win that. Like that, I was like, there's no way Lachlan's going to win. You know,
Yeah,
not to discredit Lachlan at all. It's just because of just history, you know.
Oh, history rewrote itself, my friend.
Yeah. I think it's for the it's good thing regardless. You know.
Yeah. But
now,
like I said, I left that tournament feeling good. You know,
beautiful. That's what you want.
I brought what I needed to bring in, and to be shown what I need to learn.
But now the pressure's off you now, because now Lockie has the win.
He's the guy now.
You can shrug everything off, train harder, and come back with your newfound motivation. So yeah,
exactly, my friend. Yes.
Yeah, this is where you evolve. Yeah, so I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
Sap the B says Mario will kill Bowen now, and then Shekel says, Mate, what's your hand training looking like? Days per week / reps.
Hand.
You train it every day, or you got like
hand? Yeah. I train about 3 times a week.
Yep.
Yeah. So I do a lot of band exercises on the thumb, mate. So
you wrap it around the thumb, do you? And then just squeeze through.
So I leave my thumb open, curl it down, and then prone it.
Okay.
Do a lot of those. And I got I invented this bloody A4 piece of paper thing. You know, you screw up a couple of pieces of A4 paper, sellotape it, hold it in your hand, and you squeeze like 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
So, until you get 100 reps on each finger.
Yeah, shit.
And that's basically awesome. 1 rep for each finger at a time, but your thumb is actually getting hit 4 times per rotation. So your thumb's just getting worked like a month.
It's getting pumped. Well,
because you have famous thumbs in Oceania, isn't that right?
That's I think training is a big part of it, but I come from a bloody long line of big people, man.
Yeah. So if you're doing hand training 3 times a week, are you hitting, pronation, let's just say riser or wrist containment each time, or is it 1 muscle group per day? How do you exactly break it up?
So I have arm wrestling specific trainings, and that's where I added my pronation, supination, riser, hammer curls, all that stuff. But hand, I can train at home, even. So let's say I've just gone in to do bench, I'll come home and do hand.
Yeah.
So I treat like arm wrestling, you hold the person with your hand. Well, not better to train than your hand.
Yeah. No, awesome. Sep the V says Mario is 44% taller and stronger than Bowen. Thomas the Tank Ingen said, I can confirm I'm not fizzy.
What does that profile picture look like, man?
It's like it's Thomas the Tank Ingen with
a face on it?
With Engen's face on it.
Okay. That is funny because Thomas the Tank Ingen is also fitzy.
The steam engine of rage. Steam engine of rage, right?
Yeah. So we have an imposter.
All right. Sorry, whoever you are.
Oh shit.
All right. What was I'll ask this question to each of you. What was the highlight of the comp for you guys?
Start with Matt.
Yeah, we'll
Start with Matt.
For me, to be honest, it was the amount of people that showed up that were from back home to come and support me. Yeah.
Yeah, you took over the left side of the room. You were you and everybody from New Zealand. It was great.
It was cool. I had like a lot of family members I haven't seen for a while. And
that's awesome.
So yeah, highlight for me was that, and definitely the finals with Lachlan.
Yeah.
The and specifically was the stare off.
Yeah. That was epic.
Yeah.
Was that just before you walked up to the table?
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
I'm just sweating thinking about it, man.
Yeah. Were you nervous at all?
No, I was not nervous, man. That was different for me. I literally, like, the way that Ryan Bone explained it, he explained it like as if it was two countries sending their best warriors to, fight for the country, man. And
fucking pretty much was that though, you know?
Yeah. I felt like that, man, like standing across, like on the bottom bit of the stage before heading up to the table, man. Like, I just remember staring in the eyes, Yeah.
Fuck, I'd be shitting my pants if I was in your shoes, honestly.
Yeah, I was, And then, like, I mean, as soon as we locked eyes, man, there was nothing around us, All I knew was, fuck yeah.
Well, I know that feeling for sure, yeah. Fuck, that's so cool.
And it captured, like, for me, like, I hope that a lot of these non-arm wrestlers can see what the fuck arm wrestling is.
Yeah,
no
doubt. No doubt. Yeah. And it's there's something about, when you still hear people, whether it's online, saying, they'll see a video and they'll look at a match and be like, oh, that's cheating. He's using his body weight. And it's like, that's still the majority of people that think that way. Like, we still have to prove ourselves as to what our bloody sport is.
Oh, I've stopped there. I don't even explain my shit to them anymore. But
I know, it's tough.
Yeah. And a lot of those people wouldn't say shit to your face anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, they wouldn't say that to yours. Fucking hell.
Literally,
take a beat and mine.
Speaking of, I saw one of a video. It might have been of Devon or Michael Todd or someone. And this guy went on about, how, this guy was cheating because he was using his body weight. And he went on to say, I've arm wrestled for most of my life professionally, and this is just bullshit. And like, if you were any sort of pro or, semi-elite puller in the last 50 years, you would know that what they're doing is normal. Yeah. So clearly you're just talking shit.
Yeah, I've had a few of those here in New Zealand. Here in New Zealand, arm wrestling was like probably just under fighting someone, If you're not going to fight someone, you'll arm wrestle them.
Yeah.
I used to get into a lot of those at the pubs, and when I started getting into arm wrestling and learning the techniques, man, there were so many professionals out there. And then the best thing about it was that you arm wrestle them and their terms and conditions and still smoke them.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. Oh, man.
What about you, Jacob?
Highlight. There's a couple of highlights. One was I got a pin on one of the Singaporean guys that came over.
Nice, man.
And second is just after pulling the Burnett brothers, man. Like, I've seen them on all the social media. Like, I've been wanting to grip up them for ages. So that was really cool to finally feel what that King's hook felt like.
Yeah. Did you have?
And me and Josh
break through one of them. Did you manage to break through one of their King's hooks?
Yeah, I could. Like, I had to. So normally, like, I set up for a top roll, right? But if I top rolled into Josh's King's hook, there was nothing I could do.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually found hooking was the way to go, which for me, like, I don't usually like the hook, but it seemed to suit getting through the King's hook. But But yeah, him and I actually want a super match at some point. I reckon that'd be good fun.
Cool.
Yeah. No, that's cool. What about you, Peter? Highlight.
For me, oh mate, for sure it was when you pinned Larry. it's more the whole experience of just
I paid you to say that.
Half the room just like they announce it, Larry versus Mario, half the room shifts over, blocks my view. I have to crane my neck 90 degrees looking at a huge screen when I should be able to just look in front of me.
Yeah.
And then the room explodes. You come off like or like one of those Taryn Broad memes.
Yeah. It was pretty funny.
And just make the room electric. It was awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty funny.
I couldn't believe how like basically the entire population of the room came to the one side of the fucking onto my side. I thought, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, damn, I'm popular.
So cool.
Yeah.
You know, so mine and Larry's little after pool, man, it's gone bloody viral, and so many non-arm wrestlers do it.
Oh yeah,
this is always so much of that.
Larry, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't want to say that I was smoking in the real match, but
yeah. Muzz, the funny thing about your match with Larry was because I was in his corner.
I want to know what information you gave him. You probably stitched him up.
No. So I'll come back to that. But when you flash pinned him, I was like, "Fuck you, ma!" And then Larry got off the table. And was like, "Oh, sorry, man. Like, I'm lucky." Like all that sort of stuff.
You almost had him.
I pretty much said, I'm like, look, the level of Mario, Blue, and all of that. They're going to get you on speed. They're going to get you on experience. So you're just going to have to clamp on as hard as you can and get into your strongest position. That's all I can really say. He wasn't going to beat you on experience or, table awareness or anything. So,
yeah, I reckon there's a few things he could do to improve, but it will almost be instantaneous. It's no training. It's not to change his style of pulling. It's just setup and timing.
Yeah.
If you can get those down pat, you'll be fucking right up with me and Bowen for sure.
Yeah, but your center of the table strength is very, very good, and it works in derailing a lot of people.
That's the only reason I can hang with the boys. Honestly, like the top guys, it's just because of my setup. I'm not strong. I don't think I am.
Bullshit, mate. Shut up.
But that's the truth. It's my setup and my timing. That's really all it is.
Do you think Larry could benefit from a bit more shoulder commitment? Like get off his bicep a bit more and more onto like frame style pulling?
He needs to develop his top roll in and out of straps. When he has that, his hook will get better as well, and everything comes together.
I don't even think he needs the fucking top roll, honestly.
No. But it's having this, like, a lot of the times when I hook, I set up for a top roll and I just transition into a high hook from there.
I reckon if he set up like he did with Ethan, with me, and if he got the same position that he got with Ethan with me, we would have went in a hook wall, 100%, and he probably would have won too.
Well, he's.
I feel like if you went into a hook with you, Mario, you would have maintained a high.
I would have kept him right out of his lane. So that would have been the plan.
Yeah, I think you would have in a way that, let's just say, Blue couldn't have.
Yeah, but it would have been a war regardless. Like he would have got the stop on me,
Well, I mean, the way that I saw Olimov beat Blue, for example.
Yeah, it was the same way he beat me.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think you had more of a chance than Blue did in that respect.
But I did slow him down, but by the time I actually got into my groove, he had me at the pin. So
yeah.
There's a lot of
small hand, that Olimov.
Tiny. I was so overconfident too. Yeah. Fuck. I think we could change it, Like you had a match with him too, didn't you? You just rolled him like it was nothing.
Lachlan Shekel says, I'm assuming it's to the only legit bencher here. What is your max strict press, Matt? I'm assuming that's his bench.
No, strict press is overhead press.
Like overhead press, like a military press?
Mm-hmm.
Standing or seated?
Both, man.
Standing's not as strong, but 140 standing. Seated, I've done 200.
That's fucking ridiculous.
So is it just a stability issue between sitting and standing?
Yep. There's a lot more
like a lower back involved as well.
Yeah.
It's so much harder.
That's what I'm scared about is doing my lower back from military pressing.
Then do it seated, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, lads. I have to go. I've got work, so I'll go fuck off.
I've got to shoot off too, guys.
Yeah. We'll wrap her up at 7:30 to anyone that chooses to stay.
All right. See you, boys. Thanks for coming on, everybody. Appreciate it.
Catch you later, bro. All right, I'm out, guys.
All right, bro.
See you, Mate.
Thanks for coming on.
To be on, man.
Till next time. Bye.
Catch you later, boys.
Jordan Davis is in the house, says when OnlyFans and YouTube Live combine. And then the one who pronates just said like an upwards arrow, basically reinforcing what Jordan said.
Get on, Jordan. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, Jordan, jump on for 10 or 15 minutes.
Come on. Can we talk about the Jordan Iron Wars? Or?
Yeah, I tried to bring it up a bit before, didn't stick. So yeah, I was I'm assuming all of us here have seen the match with Dallas.
Yeah.
So I was just hard the whole match. So match one, as you guys saw, it was basically Dallas getting into his groove.
His power, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, another stoiker.
Yeah, but interestingly, I saw when Dallas started, not showboating, but he was testing his endurance, seeing if he could bleed Jorg out. I was like, don't.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit who you are. You're making a mistake. Like, you don't do that stuff to Devin.
Yeah, and then he went to try and rip through Jordan, and Jordan like held, and he was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
that was so good.
Because I think it was match 2.
Yeah,
Jordan
I think it was
set that that hook with a lot of shoulder commitment.
Mm.
That was incredible, which surprised a lot of people, no doubt, because Dallas is seen for his hook power in the straps. Not to mention Jordan is seen more of a top roller than a hooker. So yeah, like Dallas said, he's got arms this long.
That's more, yeah.
And then by the end of it, Jordan was making it look easy. Like,
yeah, just straight hand control and to the pad.
So, Jordan, if you are still watching, we are very proud of you. And yeah, I imagine he's going to be invited back sooner or later.
So are they all his matches done now? Like the rest of them are with other people?
So he had his match with Stoicar, Dallas. Wasn't there a third match?
It was meant to be Froda, I believe.
It
was meant to be a 4-person battleground, but
he got the leg. He got his leg,
right.
The infection or whatever it was, right?
So he never rocked up or competed?
Apparently Froda really wanted to, and it was literally everyone else saying, no, you can't even walk, bro.
You need to take care of yourself.
Please don't come. We know you want to, but please.
I'm sure he'll be back.
No, I was really proud of Jordan up against Dallas Langston, because obviously Dallas Langston I think did pretty well against Bogdan.
Yeah, he did really well.
Yeah,
Dallas is no joke. Do you think he got a bit of fatigue from that first match?
Potentially, but I just don't think. I think Dallas's weakness is he's not aggressive enough. Like, he just needs to stick to business, keep that center of the table tension, get into his groove, and aggressively pin. Too many times I see, because he's so strong, he's just poker facing it. He looks really relaxed, and it's like, doesn't matter how good you are, if you give someone an inch, that's all it takes for the tides to change. And then
so you reckon he need to fire up a bit more?
Yeah, and maybe that's just not his character, but you don't have to fire up. It's just be tighter, be more aggressive, get the match over ASAP. And I think that would have been a different story.
He actually reminds me a bit of Dave Chafee in that regard, just very calm and collected and nice guy.
Yeah. But in saying that, Dave Chafee's style is different.
Yeah, for sure. Because he was, I specifically remember his setup, and he was setting up for a low hand top roll. And to me, at least in my experience, I feel like that suits taller arm wrestlers better. So I feel like that's the worst choice when you're versing someone like Jordan, who's got all the height already.
I would have thought he would have gone a slightly more high setup. But then in saying that, if you do a low, So the thing is with top rollers like Jordan, you don't want to grip them too high, or depending on where their pivot point is. Like for Jordan, I wouldn't be gripping him, here. I'd grip him, somewhere in the middle. And if you grip up high, you don't exactly want to be giving up on height just to grip them low. So you want to kind of low hand them. So if you're going to meet them in that mid to low position, at least you're higher in your lower wrist.
So why wouldn't you want to go knuckles high?
Well, for someone like Dallas against Jordan, I just think that you're changing the position where they can pivot. So Jordan, like you want to contain where they're pivoting, not below or above it. Otherwise, you're just going to get your wrist cranked. If that makes sense. Yeah. It's hard. If I had your hand right here, I could demonstrate it better. But yeah. Basically, a low hander, they're not attacking you through the high hand. They're attacking you through this part.
Yeah.
If you're not containing there, you're either above or below it. And if you're not doing that, they're going to crank you really easy because you're loading on the part where they're not pivoting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If you don't have coverage over that.
That's where it gets tricky, even though theoretically the higher position on a shorter lever makes sense. So maybe Dallas just wanted to get a hand control or position from the start, and then maybe he'd transition from there.
Yeah, the reason I say that is I forget what his name is, but who was that shorter arm wrestler? I think he's like the number one. He was number one under 80 kilo guy, and he beat RVJ recently.
Sasho.
Sasho, yeah. Sasho set up like really high knuckles and made RVJ with his longer arm have to come down and be quite awkward with it. So I don't know. I feel like that might be the go.
Yeah,
I mean, like a taller arm like Jordan.
You need to be more aggressive in the way that you supinate, which Sasho can. Dallas, he's too relaxed, like I said. Sasho should be pulling like Dallas should be pulling more like Sasho against a low hand top roller in order to derail them from their shoulder. And then from there, you've got them on your side of the table, and Jordan's stuck in that shitty defensive hook, can't get to where he is, and Dallas can win from there. Easier said than done, but
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sasho is so successful in what he does because he's so aggressive from the start. As soon as you see someone, whether it's RVJ or Irakli, when they'll try, they'll low hand and they'll try to get in their position. And then Sasho's just aggressively hitting them down and hitting them down. And you see them getting more and more palm up, which RVJ didn't stand a chance as soon as Sasho was aggressive.
Yeah, but it looked like a fairly awkward setup for RVJ.
Yeah.
Like had to drop his hand a lot and
for sure.
bring his elbow back and wasn't used to that position.
Yeah. So, all right, let's quickly catch up on a few. What the hell? Thomas the Tank Engen says Dallas versus Imi King.
Yes.
Get says Dallas looks funny. The one who pronounces says Dallas versus Reacher Edge session. Ryan Raj says Jacob say something.
Something.
Yeah. Ryan says Jason, why didn't you compete in Over the Top? It's referring to Jason Dang.
Jason Dang. Oh, I wish he was there.
Right.
Mummy
Where
says,
do you reckon he stacks up, Peter, these days?
Jason?
Yeah.
he's a
Honestly,
70-kilo puller.
Yeah, the 70 kilos were actually pretty stacked, I think, all things considered. And you have all this potential, all these like rising stars for the lightweights who kind of, it seems like they're starting off in the 70 kilos. And then once they're done with that, they'll probably jump into the 80 kilos and just thicken the pack up there.
He's such
Jason,
an unknown to me.
Right now, I think Jason would be middle of the pack. But he'd probably, if he wanted to take it seriously, I think he'd have to have like a fair few months of just fine tuning to get back into the swing of things.
So he's been pretty inactive.
Yeah, he was talking about making a comeback, like he was training, and although I haven't really seen him at the Sydney club the last couple of times I've been there.
Yeah,
love to have him back. He's got such speed on his right, like very, very strong.
Yeah,
Jason's great. He has all the tricks.
Yeah,
and he's one of the veterans. He's been doing it for longer than basically everyone.
He founded the Sydney club. So that was what, like 2011, I think it was founded, something like that.
I'm pretty sure it was him and Adam Laura as the first two.
Yeah.
Adam has been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, he was telling us these stories about he was like working at the gym or something, and then he just saw these big, strong guys like Oz, and kind of said, "Come, give it a go." And yeah, that's how you got them into it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it doesn't look like anyone else is joining us.
Come on, Jordan.
But everyone is
Where you
saying in the chat, basically talking about Jason. Okay, Jason's in the chat. Blah, blah, blah. You need to strap load on his hand. That is in relation to who? I don't know. Maybe Ryan. Mama Mia said, start training again. Jason, you were the man back in the day under 70. David Chapman, Arm Wrestling says, what's up, fellas? Hey, brother. Do you guys have any closing comments before we leave?
I
hope we get another one.
That's what I was going to say. I
so.
really hope we get another one.
I don't care if I have to wait a few years if they want to.
Even if it's it's like an Olympic event. Every 4 years, we get them over the top. Every 2 years. Yeah, I think that's possible.
Just like all the excess entry fee money from all the state comps just goes into a pool. Every 4 years, we put something on, and I mean, it looks like arm wrestling's kind of steadily growing in size.
Yeah,
and I think we have,
and I know
exposure.
I know Phil has said, Devin would have been at this one had he not had his match with Levan. So if we get big names like Devin coming to the next one, man, the pay-per-view is going to be significant.
I think this one has set us up for the next one. I genuinely believe that the competition for the next one, if it happens, will be huge. We'll get a few Americans, a few more Europeans, I think, this next time. So
yeah, can't wait, man.
At that level, you see it. How can you not want to be a part of it? When you're tempted by prize money, by good competition. So yeah. All right, last question before we go. What are your goals for the year?
You go first, Jacob.
Goals for the year. I want to beat Josh Barker by the end of the year.
He impressed me, by the way. He really impressed me on the right hand.
Yeah, he's mega.
Yeah.
My goal would be to be about 10% stronger than I was last year.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah. Just comparing myself to myself.
Yeah.
Sort of deal.
Yeah.
Yes, Jordan.
Come on.
He literally joined.
Jordan.
He joins as we're closing. So now we have to stay.
This is it. We saw him for a second. Come on, bro. Let him figure out the audio and all that.
There's the handsome.
Hey, brother.
Sorry, guys. Literally had to get everyone to sleep before I could jump on.
All good.
We were literally closing up, but now we're
I know. I've been listening whilst I've been putting her to sleep. Your deep tones put her to sleep faster, I reckon.
Hey, that's what we want. So we're doing your job. We were chatting about your match with Dallas before, and now that it's out, you can talk about it. I think you were very, very happy, rightfully so, that you got a decent win before you left.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was a great match too. Like all the lead up that you saw in the last couple of weeks obviously led to a really, really big win in like on the day. Like Dallas saying, I ain't no Australian pussy and stuff like that,
Oh man.
I'm like, I'm so happy right now. And then when I got a chance for that little bit of vengeance, it was a good feeling.
Dude, every time I watched one of your videos, I was tearing up. You got to stop with the waterworks. It makes me sad, and then I'm like, shit.
Stop tugging on the heartstrings, man.
Yeah. But you were right. Like you did have a whole continent behind you, and then some. So yeah,
100%, man.
All of us were very proud.
No, I appreciate it, boys. And I've felt nothing but love from everyone since. So really appreciate it. Yeah. No, it's interesting, and now I get to make sure I can look forward and see what my next challenge will be. So
yeah, and I think this is this is going to open up a lot of doors for you as well, I think.
Yeah, that's it. I can't wait to see what that is. Obviously, I hope that it is something along the lines of sponsorships so that I can get back there again, because the only thing stopping me from getting there is, I think it cost me close to three and a bit grand last time, all up with PCR tests and everything, plus flights. So you can't go out there and do that every 6 months, Yeah.
And I think that's the common denominator there for a lot of arm wrestlers is just the finance side of things. It's like everyone's, for the most part, motivated at a high level, ready to go, wanting to compete, get out there. It's just, it's just borders and finances holding them back. So I really hope we're getting closer to a point where people can have more financial freedom through the sport, whether it's through sponsorship, prize monies, endorsements, that sort of stuff. So
have to turn arm wrestling into WWE.
Well, we need. We need.
So I believe I interrupted your conversation, or I didn't hear it when I was jumping in through Zoom. So what's everyone's yearly goals here?
Yeah.
What about you, Andy? We've kind of said ours. What about you?
Well, first things first, I just want to get over being unwell because it's doing my head in. But
is it COVID or
no?
Spicy cough?
I've had 3 tests and they've all been negative over the last 2 weeks.
Dude, I've got the same thing. Right now, I've got a head cold.
But yeah, I did have. Well, the thing is, I've got symptoms. So I've got a cough, a bit of a headache, but I've had food poisoning, basically a week out from over the top. Was in hospital 3 days before, and some of my symptoms are gone. I still have some, but yeah, I'm still struggling. So I've lost a lot of weight. Yeah.
How much you lost?
I don't know, but I'm visibly getting skinnier.
Yeah.
Even since, because I'm still struggling to eat. So yeah, I reckon I'm close to 105. Not a word.
I saw comments in the OnlyFans that they reckon the abs are 2 kilos away, Andy. So
hey, I'll upload some spicy content and you'll see what my abs are. But all I'm saying is I haven't been able to see my abs in a very long time and they're coming back.
We know.
Look at these arms. These are linguini arms right now.
Some thick linguini, my dude.
But my goals, basically my goals are just knock a few people off my list for the year. Yeah. So anyone who I see is at my level or above me, I'm most likely having a super match with Adam Laura in the next 3 to 4 months.
That would be good.
It's a long time coming.
Yeah.
That one.
Is
it going to be in Sydney or Melbourne?
We're not sure yet. We're still locking in a few things. I would love Fatali. He's on my list.
Yeah.
Beautiful man right here. He's on my list.
Don't be mean to Jacob. Jeez.
But yeah, honestly, like Pete said before, it's just train, get better, compare yourself to yesterday, and then go and feeling as ready as you can. The second you start comparing yourself to other athletes and their training regimes, you put so much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
It just backfires. Whereas when I've stopped focusing on what anyone else is doing and just put in work for myself, I've seen the best results. So
that's why arm wrestling can be quite hard. When I was starting, we all started the club kind of as novices. And so you're making all this progress, but then you're like, I'm not getting stronger relative to the people around me. So you're like, yeah, what's going on? And then, every now and again, I'd go back down to the Sydney club and I kind of get some validation. Now I'm beating this person that I wasn't before. And so it's difficult to kind of just compare with people because it's not just like a weight where my weight's gone up, so I'm stronger now.
Definitely. Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm not too concerned about weight these days. It's really just get stronger no matter what weight I'm at. So
The thing, Jacob, is when you start at the very bottom of any club and you got to work all the way up. That's special.
I love it. It's
club. At least you got people that are as fit as you.
That's true.
Total, you've got everyone to climb up. It's just and they're all climbing too.
I was actually super lucky because I started at the Sydney club like November 2020, I think it was, and we had about probably 3 guys, especially started right around the same time as me, like Gary and Varun especially, and we're all like neck and neck, like just climbing all together, and it's such good competition. I used to have that. I used to do swimming, and I had some mates that was very similar. So it's really nice having that in a sport where you got a bunch of your boys that you're trying to beat and compete with.
And Jordan, you'll agree with me here because we were 17-ish when we started. We really were.
I was 18. Yeah,
you were 18. Yeah, we really were the bottom of the barrel because the level that it was 8 years ago, and we were still getting our ass kicked by people much lighter than us. Like,
I remember your match with Firkin.
Yeah, I got stomped.
So did I.
Stomped by Firkin.
So did I.
Beating him and Joe was like the stepping stone of like,
I
all right.
Who was this guy?
You don't want to know.
This young guy as well at the time. I think he was Turkish. He just had experience on everyone. And, I basically 3 or 4 months into the sport, Andrew Lee's like, we'll give you a super match. We'll give you Furcan. You're stronger than him. Righto. Feeling all right. 4 months of training behind me. Bang. Just get smashed. So I was like, okay, that's okay. I see what's wrong here. And then I had another match with him probably 10 months in, and I got the win on him. And I was like,
wow.
Yeah.
And then I was a year in when I versed him, and he beat me.
Yeah.
And then never versed him again.
Oh no.
Didn't get that redemption arc.
Yeah.
I didn't need it.
But yeah, so it took us a very long time to jump the ropes. It was just years of getting our ass kicked by everyone.
How long do you reckon before you guys got to kind of quite a high level, would you say?
5 years for me, at least.
It took me 3 years to get my first title. So
yeah, like a state champ is what you mean?
WAL.
So yeah, I really struggled with
legit. I had so many second and thirds before then, and then the WAL Oceanic was my first title.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's awesome.
I really struggled getting any sort of titles. Like I got a few second and thirds here and there, but I would always jump up a weight class before I could clean up the one that I was already in. So it was basically like I'd be in the 80 kilos and I'd spend a few years getting strong enough to where I think I'm ready to take out something, and then bang, I'm in the 90s before I can do it. And then it was getting my ass kicked in under 90s for a year, and then I'd get close to that, bang, I'm in under 100s. And then it was the same shit. So, and then what I ended up doing was getting so angry that I was like, all right, fuck this. I'm going to cut a bunch of weight. And then that's when I cut to 90s for nationals in 2019 and got my first and second. And then I'm like, never doing that again. And then fat skinny boy right here. So
I think on that note, I was like, what was it, 2016 South Australia? I came fourth in the super heavyweights to Danny, Ryan, and Branko.
Yeah.
It was like,
that was pretty.
What am I doing? I'm 82 kilos.
I know. I remember that. Yeah. So anyway, here we are. It's taken us a long, long time, but here we are. Yeah, and we're still shit.
Jordan.
Just saying, Andy, you're 6 years behind me on your win over Adam, so you got to catch up.
Yeah, I know. It's just styles. Styles make matches, and I'm still angry about that match I had with him. I remember when we got into the match. Basically, I didn't fight him too much, and then he got me onto his side of the table. And he's like, he got really excited, like started fucking showboating that he's got it. And then he went to pin me, and then my arm didn't go down. And I'm thinking, I fucking got you now. So we went back and forth a few times. I'm like, there's no way I'm losing this. And then he elbow fouled. And I was like, oh shit. And then I was complaining to Tom. I'm like, you need to tighten the fucking strap. Tom's like, the buckle's on his side. Adam, would you like the strap to be tightened? Adam's like, no. And then I was like, yep, that's it. I'm done for. And then bang, he just kind of semi-rolled me. And then we got off the table and we're like, yeah, we'll do a super match this year. So Yeah.
Can't wait for that, mate.
Oh yeah.
I'll be prepared.
Jordan, I'm wondering, what can you tell us now that all your matches are out? What does the NDA permit? Now there's a little bit more transparency. What's it like to go to Arm Wars? You know,
there is no NDA. There is a pure respect and understanding between the athletes and Neil that the better we keep it a secret, the better it is for them and us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's come to. Like, have you heard of Peep?
Not one.
No, and that's the thing. Everyone did so well to keep that under the wraps. And yeah, it really did pay off in the end.
Yeah. What can you say now that you wish you could have said earlier?
Fuck Bowen.
Hashtag F Bowen.
Like, I was watching the fix probably a month ago, and Neil, John, and Ray were all giving Ryan shit because they were like, "Remember that moment?" And I knew exactly what they were saying. I was like, "You can't." And Neil nearly spilt it. Then I was like, "No." I thought it was going to leak because that made that video, obviously. So
that was awesome.
That was a fun
history.
Moment. Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because I called Jordan. I called Jordan after watching it.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that Stoica was Polish. I was like, because remember when you said fuck Poland? This is literally, I'm calling him in like the dead of night, pretty much as it is. And he's like, Pete, like I said, fuck Bowen. I'm like, oh, that makes so much more sense.
I think Pete hadn't had his morning coffee. It was still like halfway.
It's just a great moment.
I mean, I can see where the confusion comes from, but you know.
Yeah. Oh gosh, no, alrighty. It was no the whole Arm Wars Iron House. Anyone that can get there, and anyone that is invited, do not hesitate if you can, and you know you're going to be fine when you get back financially. Jump on it. It's something that from here out on out, with all the support that they are getting and that they deserve, it's only going to get bigger and better.
Yeah.
Well, Jason Statham's an amazing videographer. Like all the stuff that he's done.
What you are seeing is the start.
Yeah. I've been saying it for years. I would love to be on Arm Wars because I've just, watching it when we started arm wrestling, some of the early vids, I'm talking like 2012, even before that.
Yeah.
Like I was like, holy shit, this is the coolest arm wrestling videos I've ever seen. And this was even before I got into the sport.
Yeah, that's a kid in a candy store right there.
Yeah, literally. And then seeing where that's kind of, evolved into, it's like, oh, what I would do to be a part of it. So yeah, Neil Pickup, give me a chance.
I've put names forward. It's all right. I've given levels and said where people are at, and once there's an established base and character roles, new people will be rotated in as more events happen and things like that. So
yeah, I'd love to see quicker turnover rates of events.
It's coming. It's coming. They've got a new assistant for James now, and that's only going to
sick.
So that's only going to help everything moves a little bit smoother and faster. And the plan is that this time they won't have that backlog from the last one, because by the time the next event comes, they'll have all of these out, done, polished, cleaned off, and then they can start straight into the next lot.
So you're probably halving the time it takes to publish it, if that. Yeah. Makes sense.
Because you got to remember there was a 2-week break in between Reality Check and Iron House starting. So really, by the time he actually got to the computer, he just needed to reset. Okay, new style. We don't have all the shit that went down with Reality Check. Here's some better, bigger videos.
Yeah. Interesting. So how is it all being run as far as, okay, we saw Bogdan as basically coming out as the alpha. So he's going to be the next man to beat, no doubt.
Yep.
Are they basically going to continue to run like those 4 ways or round robins?
Um,
And then,
as far as I know, it will be one-on-one where required for bigger matches. So,
is there an end goal that there's an Arm Wars champion or like?
Yeah, always. So obviously, things like RVJ and Sasho, that was for the light heavyweight title, pretty much. So when someone worthy is right there, ready for them, then that happens. That's the main event. That's what happens. Same with heavyweights, lightweights, middleweights, everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Other than that, battlegrounds are just an easy way to get people, to get more matches and to see where people are at. 4 guys are at with each other rather than, just one-on-one.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting.
Get more data that way as well, because you can see 4 people rather than just the 2.
Yeah.
So Andy, you're organizing the Garage War series, isn't that right?
Yeah. So
is that sort of based off Iron Wars to an extent? Took some inspiration.
It was literally just like, what would Arm Wars look like if it was organized by a bunch of alcoholics? and then you have Garage Wars. So I've got Celine just laughing in the background. So basically the next one is going to be late August to early September.
Awesome. Are the matches cemented in for that?
Not yet, but we have. It's hard because we get interest and people are like, yep, cool. Let me just work things out with finances, with work, all that sort of stuff. Once we get all those things locked in, we will have a card. But basically anyone that hasn't heard anything that will be on the card will basically be informed about everything in the next few weeks. And then, we do have, so we've been trying to get the event happening in New South Wales, but we've really been struggling with venues. So
not enough garages here.
Not enough garages, because we do want to basically, up the ante, improve on any mistakes, improve the quality, that sort of stuff. So we're just looking at our options. But we do have a few venues down in Melbourne, which we have a green light for. So if we can't get what we want in Sydney this time, we're going to fall back on Melbourne again. But we're doing our best just to start giving more variety to the demographics. But I think you're going to like this one because the cards are bigger this time. Yeah, there's going to be more matches, bigger matches, and it's just going to be better than the last. Basically, the first one was an experiment. Let's just have some fun, experiment with a few things, see where we go, get some feedback.
What's the goal of Garage Wars? Is it like trying to suss out the amateurs that might become pros, or are you going for people just well known in Australia and seeing how they fare against each other? Or
we basically just want to stimulate more matches. We're not here to take any attention away from other leagues, AF, that sort of stuff. We just want to give people the opportunity to have matches, which despite how many comps are run a year, there's always the people that can't make certain comps, whatever. We just want to give people a second chance. Hey, look, you want a match, you've got it. Because like I said, as many comps that occur a year, there's still the what ifs. How would these two go? And the simple fact is, you're never going to run out of matches. There's always what ifs matches to be heard, to be sought after. And this way we see it as people are finally going to have an answer to the question of how would this person go with this person? Who's better out of these two? Who's the best lightweight? Who's the best whatever?
Can you let us know any upcoming matches for the next one?
No.
Oh.
When are you going to give me Kiri, Andy?
We'll announce them shortly. One issue we had last time was we announced quite a few matches that were then cancelled because of COVID. And we hated the idea of promoting matches, which would later then just have to say, we're sorry guys, but this athlete has had to forfeit, or COVID has interrupted this plan. So we just don't want to get ahead of ourselves and basically, disappoint anyone. So we really want to get as close as we can to 100% confirmed matches before we start dishing them out. Like I said, just for the anticipation factor. But as soon as we do have some solid numbers, some confirmation, we'll start promoting it. So yeah, be patient.
Love your work, mate. Love your work.
I mean, you had to wait 4 months for Arm Wars. Just be prepared to wait 3 years.
It could be worse. Remember, I was first cab off the rank.
Yeah.
There's 20 episodes in total coming.
Yeah. All I'll say is...
That could have been another 5 months away.
Yeah. All I'll say is someone in this call may be in Garage Wars. Maybe.
Woo!
It's Pete. No, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
He's just talking about himself. It's fine.
No,
None of us are actually on it.
I'm not talking about anything. But yeah, I think you'll be happy about this next one. And the idea is there's going to be a lot more participation. So yeah.
Sick.
But yeah, be patient with us. We'll get this moving in the next, what are we now? 8th of May. There's still 3+ months to go. Yeah. 3.5 months at least.
And can you get some better rest next time? Like that Celine tick was really lacking last time.
Yeah, she's terrible. Jordan was saying you're a terrible ref.
No, get fucked, Jordan.
He told you. What you see is what you get.
Jordan, are you...
Pay for peanuts, mate.
Jordan, are you coming down the New South Wales Champs this year?
No promises on anything, guys. I've got a lot of big things happening at home this year, so I will try and make everything that I can. But I've got to make sure that A, it's not too expensive on me, and then B, that I don't take any time off work because I need to save up my hours. So, yeah, I'm about to cut a massive hole in my floor and put in internal stairs and stuff like that. So not cheap.
I bet.
Yeah, big stuff.
Good luck.
Yeah, it is. Not looking forward to cutting the hole.
Alrighty, so I'm just gonna answer a few questions before we close up because my throat is closing up on me. Thomas the Tank Engen says, "Can we get a consensus on ideal back pressure for a national level top roll?"
Which weight class? Like,
I would say that
that'd be very important.
Yeah, I would say that if we're looking at a lightweight, you're going to want 40 kilos of solid back pressure. Middleweight, you're going to want 45 to 50. Heavyweight, you're going to want anything over.
Yeah, I think it's roughly 40, 50, 60. What's really important is translating it through the wrist as well. Because if your wrist just dumps, then like 100%. you're gonna be pulling like that.
Yeah.
And just
and
the
it's
leverages
not only
are not
that,
going to
it's
work.
staying connected with your hips and driving at the same time with your body.
Like trying to there is a magic I feel to arm wrestling, where it's really about like, do you have a weakest link? Like, is it your fingers? Is it your wrist? Because anything that can give will give. So it's kind of about just making what is the baseline strength of everything in the chain? Is it 20 kilos? Is it 30 kilos? Is it 40 kilos?
I mean, suffice if everything else holds up, hey doggo. Like Jordan says, it's if everything's moving together, if somewhere in the chain isn't working, then it's going to disrupt any single isolated movement. And like Jordan said, back pressure isn't just a hammer curl sort of movement. There's a lot that goes into back pressure, and like you said, that's why it doesn't always translate to the table, because people don't train it right. And it's taken me a long time to learn this. So what I would usually be pushing to do 60 kilos on back pressure, I'm now doing 30 to 40 kilos, but I'm doing it a lot differently these days. And I'm seeing that it's translating to the table more. So it's difficult answering questions like that, because especially as a lightweight, if you have 20 kilos and you can turn on like that, you can flash
A lot of dudes.
Yeah. It's like saying, what's an appropriate bench to be able to be an elite level national puller. It's like, I don't see much merit in benching at all as an isolated exercise, but,
And like you need to have your wrist intact to be able to apply the back pressure anyway. So you definitely need both for sure.
Alrighty. So Jet Bruin says, any idea on how close you and Bowen are right now, Jordan?
Who and who?
I think they're a few kilometers away from each other at the moment.
Yeah. Looks like he's pleading the fifth on that one, Jet. Fitznader says, I'm always down under. Levan Saganashvili's liver wants to know why you lost to Charles Puri, Jordan.
Just not my day. Charles is a damn strong man. All credit to him. He beat me on the day. Do I want revenge? Of course. But that's just the way it is. You win some, you lose some, guys. Learn from your losses and develop up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm used to losing, so,
Yeah, exactly.
It's a cruel motivator.
I mean, you got to the A-Draw finals and still came third, so,
Yeah. Alrighty. Jet says, get Gary in Garage Wars.
Yes. That's a guy I'd love to see.
True.
Gary Kushnitsky.
He's one of your boys, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like the most improved guy. He's the guy that started right out with me, and he's one of the guys that him and Varun are like always pushing each other to reach that next level.
Yeah. All right, I will keep that in mind then. Levan Saganashvili's liver says, who's the best 90 to a 110 guy in the world?
90 to 110.
I'd say Todd Hutchins. Yeah, it's a big gap, but I'd say Prudnik, Todd Hutchins. It's hard to say who fits in that.
Yeah, there was a poll today Ingan put out, and he was putting it between, I think it was Prudnik, John, and
Ongabayev is up there.
Yeah, Ongabayev is in that poll as well.
But you can't rule out Sasho if Sasho put on even more waistline.
I thought he was under 90.
Yeah, he's not far from it, but I know that he was at like 96 at one point. So
okay. Yeah, I mean, Sasho is one of those guys that I think just has a lot of potential we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
What's Crassy weighing at?
He's got to be 105, give or take.
Yeah. I know he lost to Corey West, but Corey West is huge. So.
Yeah, Corey's
like double the size.
Yeah. Andre Lucky says, #FBowen. Levan's liver says, is Puri better right, didn't do great left? I'm pretty sure he's right-handed. Yeah. He gave Danny Tesh a bit of issues back in 2019 Arnold's.
Yeah.
Fitznader says, is COVID restrictions different between each state in Australia? Yes, but they're pretty relaxed for the most part now.
Yeah.
But there's still a few lingering restrictions. I'm
pretty sure public transport, things like that.
Overseas travel coming back, you don't have to quarantine.
Yeah, that's good.
That's huge. That's brilliant.
I don't know what rules are at the moment, but WA was basically the last state to come out of lockdown. They were just holding on, and that was one of the issues we had with the first Garage Wars, is we had a few athletes from WA who we just couldn't fucking get here because of COVID. But yeah. Aussie arm wrestler, 4 pretty cool dudes. Sorry I couldn't call in. Mother's Day and all that. Ready, bang.
Ready, bang.
Much love for you, Jake.
Yeah. Thanks for
ace commentator.
Keep on keeping on.
I know. Quick shout out to Jake for his commentating over the top. I'm pretty sure it was like 10 hours of straight commentating.
I don't know how his voice held up, hey?
No idea how his voice held up, but he did great. And not to mention Jordan, alongside the other referees, did a great job in reffing, especially since, for example, you, Celine, were all competing as well, and yet you were still reffing. So thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. And you don't get anything from being a ref, probably not.
A lot of gratitude. You get that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
If only I could pay for lunch with gratitude.
A lot of criticism too.
Bound to happen.
Yeah.
Ryan Raj says Peter has a skinny wrist. Let's set up a pay-per-view fight between you two. Aussie Dave, you done well at Arm Wars, Jordan. Represented Australia well. Nathan B, this one, where did his comment go? This one is for Jacob. He says, what kind of dog was that?
She's half Kelpie and she's got some Australian Shepherd and Coolie in her as well.
Cool. All right. Aussie Arm Wrestler says, has Jordan ever had an Arm Wars match without crying?
Considering I've had two, no.
Yeah. To be fair, you had me tearing up in both
matches.
No.
Shex,
This is definitely Shex. Oh, no.
Mate, we're about to close up now.
Just stop the stream now, man.
Quick, get out while you still can.
Bro,
Can you hear me?
It's working?
Yeah, Matt, we got you loud and clear, Matt.
Yeah, Jan. I'm just going to fix this 1 sec. How do I make
what are we about to witness here?
The chat just got juicy.
Oh no, what's going on?
No, it's just because Shek's here. He's just going to incite a riot.
Yeah, there's a lot of haters out there.
Yeah, Matt, what's happening?
All the haters.
I'm pretty sure you've upset a lot of people with your comments online.
With what? I'm nice to everyone.
Everyone's always asking, who is this Lockie? Yeah, it's just a shit talker. Don't take him seriously.
Yeah, you just say it every time you say that. No.
Yeah.
I'm just joking around, mate.
Lockie, you could become like the WWE equivalent of the villain for Australian arm wrestling. And you wouldn't even realize.
I thought he was already there.
Yeah. Like
everyone already hates me.
The Australian Riddler or something.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick recap. How did you find Over the Top, mate?
Obviously, I wanted to do better. Like, I pulled the 3 classes, the supers, both hands, and then I initially was going to pull out of the overalls because I jammed up my elbow in a flop against Fatali at one point, and I caught a couple cracks, and I was like, I better not.
Yeah.
Then had a bit of liquid confidence, and then I pulled the overalls.
How did you go in overalls?
14th, I think. I went like 3-2 or 4-2, something like that. I lost to Matt and Brett, so it wasn't.
Yeah, those are good losses to have.
Yeah.
Then didn't have a lot by then.
Can't believe we didn't face Matt.
We didn't what?
Can't believe we didn't face.
Fucking. They gave me Fatali twice in a row almost.
Yeah.
I wanted to pull you and Adam, but
yeah.
I think it was good that I at least got the confirmation that I was a bit like it might have looked like he killed me, but I think I was a bit close. Like I was close enough where I train a bit harder over the next few months, and I think I can chase him down.
I understand. It was weirdly enough was like, despite the fact that I was just feeling like dog shit that weekend, I actually felt like I did better against Fatali than I did a month ago in Vic States, because I made some technical adjustments. And
what did you change? I remember you talked last time you didn't commit to stay at the top roll. Do you feel like that was the difference this time?
I committed more to a defensive top roll, and I felt that when he tried to, and Jordan, he may have done this to you too. It's like I caught him in a defensive top roll, and he couldn't pin me, so he started trying to supinate to try to cut me under. What I did was I actually gave my wrist a little bit so that he couldn't supinate and cut me in. And that kept him more flat-wristed, and he was unable to pin me because the more cut that he had, the closer he was to getting a hook in, which I couldn't get him back. Once I'm in a defensive position, I can't hook him. He's too strong. So, Jordan, what did you feel when you versed him a few months back?
When he came over the top of me in that one where he nearly, got me down, I was happy to go into the hook because, as you know, I don't go there usually. So everything inside at that point was fresh. So I was about to jam in with full shoulder. Yeah. But you can definitely like palm him out to keep him from trying to supinate. And I don't have the continuous arm power to be able to stop him that way. I'd prefer to go in and shoulder lock with him.
Yeah, interesting. And I think your leverages serve you well in that hook, as you can get further around him and higher and get more shoulder commitment.
And I drive up to get that supinated block, whereas I know that you drag out and then try and come around.
Yeah, so interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Vitaly for me, I'm just gonna have to go back to the drawing board and come back in 6 months, a year, and
I think you're definitely close. You're not far away. You might find it the next time you pull him.
Small cut, mate.
You might.
A bit more of that hand control, mate.
You might. 44% stronger. But yeah, I don't know what it is, Jack. I mean, between you and Muzz, I can never get you two in a match.
Yeah, even left we didn't pull.
No,
did we?
Not once. Yeah, it's weird.
What overall? Yeah, it's crazy.
They were just giving me Fatali and Adam repeatedly.
I felt actually like our hands were like kind of close, but like his horsepower was just too much. Like, and I hadn't been going to a lot of like training pools because I'd been working, so I just think I'm lacking the horsepower still because I've been only in a year and a half, and
I think
that tendon strength.
From what I felt you on the table, it's like, and what I see in a match is you're very explosive off the go, and that's all good and well. A lot of people don't have that coming up, which is great. I think you just need to become more statically strong for when the matches stop. I think that's where you get into a lot of trouble with people.
Yeah.
But it's like 3-second reps, mate. 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out.
Yeah, you just need a bigger bench. I think that's what's missing.
Yeah, I'm just take more stuff and just focus on bench 5 times a week. Yeah, that's the way.
Don't worry about hand control. You just need bench, mate.
Fuck the hand, mate. Just pressing.
I saw your 180 bench for 3. You're still looking pretty good there.
Yeah, I'm down about 15 kilos, so it's not too bad. But I want to get it up a bit because I just feel stronger when my bench is up. It just doesn't really affect your arm wrestling. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's a confidence thing as well.
I've got like a 135 kilo bench, and I just don't feel like it's translating at all. And I'm like, I'm not responsive to training bench. It's like I struggle to get a big bench. Just doesn't go up.
I struggle to bench the bar, so
It's more just when your bench is going up, everything seems to go up. Like your shoulders getting stronger, your arms getting stronger, your back's getting stronger. So like that would translate to the table, not just the bench. Yeah.
I definitely back it as it would improve your stability and just your fundamental strength. But like, if I want to train side pressure, I just train adduction of the pecs, which is what the pecs, primarily do.
Yeah.
So when you're doing a bench press, the pecs aren't fully engaged. It's your tricep doing a lot of work as well. So if I do any sort of cable fly or basically just side pressure training on the table, I feel like I'm getting a stronger pec that way.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be translate more, I think, that way.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is I was working 2 jobs before, like leading up to this comp, and I've just quit one of them and got more hours at the second, so I can always make Wednesday training, and then I'll do Sunday as well.
Yeah.
That'll be huge.
Yeah, because I was only training with Adam like 1 hour a week. I need more hands and more, variations. Let's get used to beating one guy one way, and it's not going to work on like a bunch of different guys in it, like a tournament.
Yeah. That's why the lighter guys are kind of spoiled for choice a bit more because we got so many different hands we can grip up with.
Yeah. That's one thing that we have struggled with a lot in the past in Victoria is just the availability of strong hands. There's not really many top rollers here in Vic, and when you take out Brett, who trains with me once every 2 months, I really don't have a lot of depth at my club. So I felt
some supers, mate.
I feel like I just need, if I had you, Muzz, Jordan, a Fatali or someone just pushing me harder, I felt like I'd really benefit from that.
Is Brett training at a different club, or is he just not do table time that much?
He just struggles because I'm pretty sure like almost an hour and a half from Hop.
Right.
So, recently I just ventured out to his house for a training session. But the way that Brett responds is, he'll do gym 5 times a week, and then he'll do a few specifics trainings just with his table at home, and he'll do very high volume stuff. Let's just say 10 sets of 10 reps, whatever it may be. And then he'll rock up and arm wrestle once every few weeks, once a month, and he just goes through the roof. So
That's ridiculous.
And I think as well, Brett would acknowledge the same predicament I'm in. Because he doesn't have a lot of hands to help him get stronger, he doesn't benefit from table time currently. So, if Brett and I lived 5 minutes away and had a few strong guys to help us, we would be making a lot of gains. But yeah, that's why we heavily rely on our specifics training to compensate.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Hopefully, as the sport grows, there'll be more and more stronger guys that you can kind of grip up with.
Yeah. And there's a few guys here and there. Sean Brown is just a powerhouse. So there's groups where he can just flash pin anyone. Boris, Robbie, they're all strong guys. But, if we're going just power and power and I'm not giving them everything, there's not really anyone that slows me down other than Brett. So yeah.
Do bands help at all? Like if you got Robbie, especially on his left.
Yeah, I use
with
bands.
a band then.
Yeah. What I find is been helpful is because I'm taking my programming a lot more seriously. I rock up to table sessions at Hop at 60-70%.
Yeah.
Because I'm sore from all the other trainings I'm doing. I'm training Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays, all specifics. So when I get to a Hop session, I'm pretty trashed and I'm a bit more even with everyone. And I'll just say, let's do a quick fucking king of the table, tie me out so we're all on the same level. And then
I know Muzz is a big proponent of that, doing a big training session just before table time so that it kind of you get better work on the table.
Yeah. I don't like training the day before Hop or arm wrestling, but I'm not opposed to training the morning of because your soreness hasn't kicked in yet. The only thing that's affecting you at that stage is fatigue. Yeah.
I feel like when me and Murray were at our best right before we left for Washington State, we were doing gym sessions right before practice. And then we were got to a level where we were feeling almost as strong as we did fresh. And then we rested up and then we felt really good over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also good to have a training partner when you're talking about you don't have anyone to really go hard with, someone that can beat you in every angle so you can tell them what you want to work on and just hit them as hard as you can. And, train your hit too. But Jordan, sport for choice up there. What do you think about it?
No, I don't really feel like I'm spoiled for choice.
You got Lockie, Ryan. Or you think they're they don't give you what you want enough where you
No, I want Danny back.
Danny.
Oh, don't we all?
He's great to train with in the few sessions I have with him.
Yeah. You can't get much better. Just legit. The only reason I have a left hook or a left arm of arm wrestling is Danny Tesh.
It's gotten better.
I came back from 3 injuries was Danny Tesh on my right arm. We just go in nice and slow, easy, and work on it for half an hour. And I did the same with him. So, yeah.
Alrighty, so.
Funny how he's become the Bigfoot of arm wrestling, Danny.
It's Neil.
Neil Pickup has just made him into a meme.
Yeah, he really has. He does not shut up about him.
He's just this mythical creature that is just better than Levine.
He's everything Arm Wars is. Neil loves him.
Yeah.
It's a grinding hooker.
All right, a few chat messages. Fitznader says, I wanted to pull Jordan. Nathan B, impromptu 24-hour chat show. It's getting like that. Every time we try to shut down, someone new joins. Josh Barnett says, Fitzmate, I thought you were a Tank Engen. Jet Bruin, Tank Engen is the fake Thomas. And then Josh Barnett says, Andy, how do you go versus Robbie on left?
It was a
yeah, pretty. Yeah, I can beat him, and not taking anything away from Robbie. We're
different weight.
Partners. I'm just a few weight classes above Robbie, so I can, I can hook him, I can top roll him pretty easily in a in a ready go. What we find is when I've had a big gym session and then he'll rock up fresh, we tend to even up pretty nicely. But then as soon as we're both rested, it's pretty one-dimensional.
Robbie is a great 80 kilo puller though.
Phenomenal. That his left just has a groove and a connection that makes it so difficult for people.
I need to put the brakes on
and
left.
it's
ridiculous.
Yeah, and I see why he gives so many people in his weight class issues and why he's the champ now.
Did he win?
If I take a relaxed grip with him, he can pin me. Like I need to grab him in order to stop him. But yeah. So he took out the left-hand title in 80 kilos. I'm trying to think of who would be a good matchup for him next, left arm, now that he's basically conquered 80s.
Yeah, he's going to have to go up, right?
I think he's in agreement. He needs to go up into 90 kilos now.
Why not Jordan?
I'd like to see him against, say, a Jordan or a Daniel Pervin on the left, but he'd need to put on weight. He's being 79 kilos. He's a bit light. If he wants to step up a weight class, he also needs to put on weight. So, yeah.
And that WA guy, the 70 kilo guy, what's his name? No, he's 80.
Who's this?
Ramponi. Is that a good?
Actually, that'd be a good match.
Yeah.
Because he is light these days.
And he won, I think, 2 weight classes on the left in WA.
Yeah. I think that could be a future matchup. I think he's around 80 kilos.
Yeah, I think so. I could barely hold him.
Wow.
I could barely pin him with after pulls, and I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah,
I mean, this was 6 months in, but yeah.
Muzz was saying he was in legit form at that W State title. Like he's just leveled up.
Yeah.
What's his? Is his right injured or something, or
Ramponi or Robbie?
Robbie.
It's not injured. He just doesn't have the same connection on his right. He has had issues with his right in the past, but I think he's got a lot of work to do on his right.
Yeah.
He's just vulnerable in comp setting. He's got a phenomenal press on his right though. Like he'll like I've seen him pin Brett Coots fresh on the right by pressing.
What?
Yeah, no, it is legit. He's gone through me, Manfrey, Brett, all in a defensive hook when he presses. So when he gets his groove, he's legit, but he just can't get there. So now it's just a drawing board for him of let's fill in the holes, more center of the table strength, more table awareness, and just table IQ. Once he fills in those holes, he'll be legit on the right as well. He just hasn't worked it out yet. Yeah.
So can't wait to see it.
It's a good match for Arm Wars. Me and Andy.
Garage Wars, you mean, Matt?
What did I say? Arm Wars. We're not that level yet. Garage.
Adam Laura wants me first.
If we go left, if you want.
I tell you what. Adam Laura, right hand, I don't leave the table.
Left hand,
I don't leave the table.
And then throw in like fucking Oz as well.
Oz is awesome. I'd love to get Oz into Garage Wars.
Yes, want to see that.
It's underrated as fuck. Like no one beats him at his weight except like Brett. Like
because he's 90 kilos, yeah.
He's like 98. Yeah.
What's Bowen Cantado?
About 100. Yeah, about 100.
And he's 6'5" and 100 somehow.
So they're similar weight.
Who have they pulled? I don't think they have. I think Bowen would be better left and then Oz right. Yeah. That's going to be my next match, probably Bowen left again.
Yeah. Speaking of Bowen, he's in the chat now and he says, Jordan, I want a match on the left.
No, it's not close.
Oh, ouch.
Which Bowen says?
Bowen Cantado. He's a bad dude left.
He's legit on the left. Yeah. I tried when I went up for a training session when I was up in Sydney, I tried top rolling Bowen's left. It just wouldn't work. I was like, okay, I've got to fucking hook him. Really legit left. Yeah.
And his biceps mega too, so it's hard to, get him to the pad, even in a hook.
Yeah.
that'll be probably the way I would try to beat him in a hook next time. But
Yep.
1-2 so far.
I think we need to get Bo on a match for Garage Wars, mate.
Yep.
He'd be
Oh yeah,
great for Garage Wars.
he's got such good intensity too. Good
He
for
does.
views.
Really good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Never die attitude.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like Jordan can bring it. Fee, I don't know. Makes me cry. I might just have to favour him if I'm a ref.
Might just have to dive right in left with you, Andy. Just right here.
Yeah, you don't want to. You're not going to top roll me.
When are we going to see the jump press, Lockie?
I don't see it. I don't see it. I feel like
Press.
you're
I
going to
can't
fall.
press left.
You're going to fall into a hook, Matt, and it's going to be the end of it.
Left. I'm hard to hook. I'm hard to hook left. Like everyone top rolls me. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like I'm hard to sink. It's pretty
Fine.
weak once you get in there, but we'll see.
fine. I'll top roll you then. You're going to need. You're
It's a
going to
trick
need
play.
6 months because my left shoulder is genuinely fucked.
How long?
It's I don't know. I've been nursing this left arm for 4 or 5 months now.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Do some go to see a chiro or something. I don't know.
it's all rotator. So I don't have
Isn't that
enough
your-
side pressure.
To level up.
Huh?
Sounds like you need a doctor, not a nurse. Tell Celine to level up.
Yeah, literally. Deep. But yeah. So I'm just going to spend the next month just getting healthy again.
Yeah, I feel sick as a dog as well from over the top, but it's not COVID, so there's something else going around. I think.
Literally. Yeah, I've tested negative 3 times in the last 2
Yeah, I did
weeks.
two times.
And
There's 4 guys that tested positive that I know of. So
Well, out of 200.
yeah, there was bound to be a 5% rate of COVID flooding through that fucking comp. Like
I reckon
200.
it was higher than 5%, mate.
You might be right. You might be right. 1 in 10, 10%.
Yeah.
I reckon it's like 20% plus, bro.
That's
of
like
what?
Just,
People that
just
walked
all the
out with
people
it?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like
That's like-
half the New South Wales boys have come down with it. I have it currently.
Well, I know Jordan. You were
Same.
Jordan, you were saying a lot of the Gold Coast got it just before over the top, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
was it me?
It's worth it, mate. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Over the top, you're not going to miss it.
We're the over the top.
We knew what we were risking, you know?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So
I'm gonna leave you to it. Have a good one. All right.
Yep.
I'll keep watching.
I reckon we might
All right.
close up before someone else joins. My
Hey, we
throat.
went over like almost an hour later than it
Yeah.
was scheduled. So
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah.
thanks
This
for
is the chest,
joining
boys.
in, Jordan.
All right,
Bye.
boys. Let's lock her up. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks for you guys for joining in. It's been fun. Muzz isn't here, obviously, but he was. We were talking about just doing more live streams, so more live call-ins. So whenever you guys want, we'll send you guys a link. Come in for a chat, cheeky little chit chat.
Make sure you sub, guys.
That's it. All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Boys, thanks for having me.
See you, lads.